Hey Ranger Nation, so today we are back with another review, and this is, I've done these all in the same clothes, they're all being shot on the same day. So this one is volume 5, I didn't actually get the name of this one, but yeah, this is from Manga Entertainment, so let's actually talk about the review. So let's just jump into it. If you like this video, why not hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, as well as the cheeky notification bell to be notified when more videos drop, because there's quite a few. So yeah, as I just said, let's just jump into it. You get one more bonus episode in this one, and this is basically past, present, and future, or past, present, and future. It's a Christmas episode, and it's not that bad. The episodes that you get are The Adventures of Redbot, Abracadabra Danger, Abracadanger, it's such a weird name, Helping Hands, Galvanax Rises, and then, as I said, past, present, and future. With The Adventures of Redbot, it's basically Redbot getting a blog. He is talking about what happens with the monsters. He is the one who pretty much defeats them all. He's over exaggerating, and in this first one he defeats the trap monster, whatever his name is. If you know, let me know in the comments. I've already said it today. But he basically traps basically it's the trap monster, and he destroys him, and it's like Levi is training well with Redbot, and he's like, that didn't happen, it happened like this. And Redbot's like, oh, I'm just gonna over exaggerate, people are gonna love this, which then leads into a book deal guy going up saying that they want to get Redbot, have a deal and do it. This is when Victor and Monty kind of jump in as well, and they want to be his manager again. But I'd be like, why is a robot in this school? Who is this person? What? These things don't make any sense. They have Cataclock, I think that's the monster name, who can freeze time. So they put a spell on the books that Redbot has. So whoever has this book will freeze in time. All the Rangers get kind of frozen in time, and Redbot is the only person that is able to defeat him. So they have a bit of a fight. They find out that Maria, I think it's the little girl who's Levi's #1 fan, has the book as well, and she's been frozen in time, and the fact is that she's going to be hit by a train. But this is when Levi and Redbot actually go and save her. There's not much of a huge fight, but it's that same sort of thing where this whole episode teaches you not to lie or over exaggerate, because it could get you in trouble. At the end of the day, the book deal gets kind of stopped. I do kind of like the whole fact of Redbot over exaggerates on stuff, so it replaces certain things. And this is when Maria's like, oh no, that never happened. So I generally kind of really like that one, but Redbot learns the error of his ways. And again, no one questions where he came from. It's the Abracadanger. That's the episode. So this episode is mainly on Preston trying to learn and not be a dick. He just seems to be when it comes to magic in this, he just seems to be a bit of a dick. And I don't know why. So this episode is that Princess Vieira has sent the Lion Fortress as well as the Lion Power-Up Star to the Rangers, because it's easier to have them there. But she also sends Preston a magic book and literally says in the thing, do not skip ahead, learn each magic spell one by one in order, and you will be a great magician. But he doesn't listen. He's more like, oh my god, I've got to do this. And I can honestly see why you get really excited that you want to watch it. You want to learn as much as you can. But you think that when it's like, this is more powerful magic than you could ever think of, you would use it. You would listen to what she says. But no, he just ignores it. So this episode's about a tennis thing where Haley didn't do very well against Victor, and then it's kind of a rematch that goes on. Preston, I hope I've not been calling Peter. Preston basically turns Haley invisible, and then she has to wear this certain thing. It's huge, I don't know, you think she could just be a ranger or wear some spandex, but no, she has to wear this really big coat thing that stops it from working on tennis, and they both find out they're cheating. Victor's cheating because he's using a robot arm. You kind of think it would do it. So with all this, they learn the error of do not cheat, basically. Because Abracadabra, or I'm going to call it Abracadabra, Abracadanger, whatever his name is a really powerful magician as well. And, he basically bests Preston in a lot of things. So when Preston's like, oh my god, what am I going to do? I've messed up. Basically, Mick says, start from the beginning and work your way up. Now, I felt like this was this whole montage of Preston doing magic was very, very rushed in my eyes, and I don't think it was done really, really well. I just think that it was more of a quick do it, you're fine, get it over and done with. I would have liked to see more montage with it. Maybe the fact is that the spell to reverse everything was like number 3, but Preston's still learning. That would be cool. I think I did kind of like, I think my favorite part in this episode, if it is the one, is where Abracadanger just backhands Levi and sends him all over the world. Oh, that one where he has to take his Zord over, like, and takes ages. I generally thought that was really funny. It's just like, oh, okay, you've made me laugh. You've made me laugh, Ninja Steel. You've made me laugh. Preston turns Brody into a dragon for a very brief amount of time. And I generally kind of thought that was cool. Why didn't we see this more? Why don't we see a lot more of this? When Abracadanger turns into a giant monster, what happens is that he turns the Megazord to stone. And I was like, oh, that's new. And then Levi just comes in his Megazord and a fight happens. Just fight. That's all. And then they win. And Haley beats Victor in a tennis tournament. That's it, really. I said the best part of this episode where Levi gets shot across the world. I think he says like I got sent around the country, but I'm sure it's the world. Because if it was part of the country, his Zord is really slow for getting back. So you'd think that bad boy would be back quicker. But yeah, I generally liked that part of the episode. That made me kind of giggle. Well, it did make me giggle. Not kind of, it did make me laugh. Helping Hand is the next episode, and this one is mainly focusing on Sarah and her mother. And the fact is that Sarah wants to make stuff, her mother kind of butts in, and it kind of makes it a bit harder. So you kind of know it's like listen to people, let them help, see what happens. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Or be basically kind to your parents, you know, when they try and butt in on a lot of things. At the very beginning, Sarah's got the hoverboard and she's trying to get it to work, but it doesn't work. They can't get the battery because she's with Preston and they're trying it out, but they can't get something to work because the battery drains too quickly or it overheats, which therefore causes a lot of problems. So overnight, Sarah's mum overcharges it after Sarah said, please don't do anything. This is really important to me. I will figure it out. I'll do it later. And obviously Sarah's mum's only helping. Force Sphere is the monster of the day of this one. And his force fields cannot be broken whatsoever. I'm guessing it's a power thing because they do get broken later, but it's more of a power thing. But at the moment, nothing can beat this force field. Force Sphere then defeats the Rangers, which again, is kind of nice to see. So the Rangers have to retreat. So they have to come up with this brand new star. And Redbot is creating the star and Sarah butts in. And Redbot snaps and goes like, I've done this. I know how to make it. And Sarah's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to help. And then boom. I think Mick then turns around and says like, oh, you know, this has happened. Or Sarah realizes herself exactly what's happening. Sarah realizes that obviously this is what she's doing with her mum. And thus therefore that is the main problem. But then all of a sudden they make this brand new star and it's all working. So in short, that they have this new ninja star, which is the Ultra Zord. So basically it now can defeat Force Sphere and Force Sphere is destroyed. Sarah then goes back to her mum and kind of realizes what's been going on, how she's treated and how that she's going to listen. So it's basically kind of a quick episode where it's more kind of how you would treat people to how you would like to be treated. Now this, I've got to admit, is the best part of the episode, and it's basically Victor and Monty. I think that they get kind of shunned at this science fair or something, so they make this ridiculously powerful magnet which can attract any sort of metal. So when they use it on the school, they actually get a ninja power star. Now it's not the Rangers star, it's literally one of the support Zords, or it's something that on there. But they've got all the ninja steel on the table because they've run out, they can't make any more, and they have to melt down the others if they want to make more. Which again, if you haven't got any, that's fine. They do know about a meteor, I think, that is coming towards Earth or passing from it, which contains more ninja steel, so they'll have to try and get the UFO Zord that I think they mentioned. Because Victor and Monty are actually using the magnet, it actually pulls all the ninja stars just straight out, straight through the school onto this magnet, which I generally was like, this is really, really cool. So Galvanax, Madame Odious, they all arrive, they take the magnet, they take Victor and Monty back up onto the spaceship. That's where it ends in the episode. And actually, for once, you're like, oh my god, I really need to know what's happening? What is the next step for this? Galvanax Rises is the next one. It pretty much leaves exactly where it leaves off. We get kind of a quick recap on what's going on, but I don't think you'd need that. But I'm guessing because it's been a week at the time of this, when that episode and the other airs, you kind of need it. It jumps straight into action. First of all, you have Preston and Sarah. Their ninja stars get taken away, they demorph, and then all the others kind of fall. The only person that doesn't have his star taken is Brody, but Mick comes out of nowhere. You know, he helps out, and then basically they ride off on the kind of the bike because it's the only ninja star that they have left. This then leads everyone to kind of be kidnapped and go up onto the ship. Brody and Mick kind of go off into the sunset to kind of talk about what's going on, how they're going to do things, how they're going to get their friends back. We find that Monty and Victor on Galvanax's ship, the Warrior Dome, and they're creating a giant version of it. They know that this is going to help the monsters, as in like they want to defeat the Rangers, but then they figure out what's going on. I think Murder Modius tells them that it's going to help destroy the Power Rangers, and they don't want any part of it, so they start looking how to get away from the ship. So when Brody and Mick are kind of talking about what's going on, Galvanax appears and says, like, I've got your friends, you know, you've got to give me a power star, you can have them back. He wants to add it to their collection. So this is when Brody actually destroys his power star and it splits into 3. And I generally was kind of shocked when seeing this because, you know, it's not uncommon for a Ranger to sacrifice his powers for the greater good. But he does it, he just literally cuts through and creates 3 different power stars. One for himself, one for Mick, and we finally get to see his dad, who's been trapped inside one of the red power star, so his dad comes back. So you got 3 Red Rangers. Yeah, the 3 parts are basically inside the Nexus Prism, and that's how they get released, and that's how they become Rangers. Completely forgot about that part. So in this stage, there's a bit of a fight going on. Galvanax still has all the other power stars, and then he starts melting it. He basically drinks down the ninja steel and becomes kind of indestructible for a while. And this is one thing that really bugged me. So we find that Madame Odious is the one person that is going to basically trick Galvanax and say, ha 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 ha, you know, I'm the traitor, not Rip Con, blah blah blah. But then, as literally the magnet gets turned on and shoots down at Galvanax, like the Rangers are like holding on to their weapons, which again at that magnitude, all the stuff would have gone up. It shouldn't have been like, oh, hold on to our weapons. It's strong enough to pull a meteor. And one thing, it doesn't make sense because it looks like the meteor landed on Earth, and therefore the magnet pulls it up. But then I think they say that that the comet is flying towards him. See, my face, I can't figure it out properly. So either way, the comet or meteor hits the ship, knocks the ship out of orbit, and then it crash lands somewhere in space, and it floats there. The Rangers defeat Galvanax by turning into giant power stars, and they go and attack and they defeat Galvanax. Now, I will say, for Victor and Monty escaping the Warrior Dome, I think because he eats gruel and he farts, but I generally think it was actually quite funny and well placed this time, and then they escape back down to Earth. But to be fair, it's just it doesn't make sense in the episode for the comet or meteor to come out of nowhere from Earth. It's bad writing. I hate bad writing. Good thing is, as soon as they've defeated Galvanax, they've used all the power from the Nexus. The power stars just turn to dust, and that's it. There is nothing left, and they all lose their powers. So I kind of like the fact that they lost their powers in this, and it's like, oh, holy crap. So the Rangers now say goodbye to Mick. Mick just goes back to see his parents in the Lion Galaxy, and then that's kind of it. We return to the ship with the Warrior Dome, and Madame Odious is like, I'm going to come back. So we know exactly what's going to happen in the next season. Disappointment. And then that's it. That's when mainly the episode ends. Past, present, and future bonus episode. And I generally thought this was going to be a clip show again. And it is and it isn't. So basically, there is another version of Kata Clock, and it's her brother or cousin, and has the ability to freeze time and freeze the Rangers in... They can't move. They're frozen in time, bar Sarah. So Sarah grabs the device and then is able to time travel. And as she runs outside the school, Santa is there. They open up a time vortex. They go into the time vortex, and therefore they start talking about how they need to get the ninja stars. Now, I will say this, and if they film this back to back, I will guarantee this is actually quite cool. So, because of time travel, now we know that time travel isn't very good in the Ranger world. She goes to points where she's not going to be there, but then she explains that she's from the future to pretty much everyone. She gets the power stars, so it's quite nice. So how she gets hers is she goes into the point where there's clones, where she had all these like hologram versions, which was fine. With Levi, it's the point where Brody runs off to help the Rangers, and he gives her the power star. With Kelvin and Haley, it's at the ribbon tree, and with Preston, just steals it from Preston and takes it from his bag when they were having a food fight at the president part. And Brody, she basically goes to the last episode with Galvanax Rises and actually asks for the power star, and then that's it. They go for a big massive fight. They defeat Cataclock. They have all the powers, which again, I think they do something which is really weird that kind of put me off. But yeah, that's it. So because all the power stars are gone, Brody has the Lion Fortress one. It was destroyed beforehand, I think, and they have this. It's such a weird one. At the very end, they defeat this cat monster. Sarah then goes, I think, back to the points in time to give the power stars back to the fact that the course of the timeline isn't changed, and therefore she destroys the machine. I think literally my entire notes, I just did not read off them. That's pretty much it. And Santa gives them presents or something. So yeah, this is enjoyable. Basically the last 3 episodes, past, present, future, Galvanax Rises, were actually quite enjoyable to watch. It was nice to see the way that the series was concluding, and obviously now we're going to move into Super Ninja Steel. There is a ton of problems with Ninja Steel that I actually generally don't like, and we'll probably talk about them in a video at some point. Getting this for your collection, get it for your collection. If not, pass it over. It's not the great, but it's enjoyable for maybe those last 2 to 3 episodes in this one, and Victor and Monty made me laugh for a little bit. Not long, but we'll see what they're like in the next season. We already know what they're like in the next season, god damn it. So Ranger Nation, I'm going to leave it there. What are your thoughts on Ninja Steel? Did you like it? Did you not? Will you be picking this up? Let me know down below in the comments. I know someone's going to say no. Let me know down below in the comments, and if you've liked this video, why not hit that like button, hit the subscribe button as well as a cheeky notification bell to be notified when more videos drop. If you want to help out on Patreon, links in the description, and as always, Ranger Nation, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in a bit.